This week's episode is featuring Purple Cow's BIOACTIVE Supercharger. BIOACTIVE Supercharger is available in a liquid and a soluble powder product that provides your plant with living organisms and trace minerals to produce nutrient-dense vegetables and fruits. Visit stbiologicals.com to learn more about this and other regenerative ag products. Hello, and welcome to the ST Biologicals Soil Speaks podcast. This week, we'll share the 4 main reasons field scouting matters at your operation. Let's get started. Field scouting is critical for managing your crops effectively. When done routinely, you can proactively identify issues that would lead to loss of yield. Scouting provides you with 4 valuable insights for managing your crops and livestock effectively. Early detection allows you to catch problems early, preventing widespread damage. Informed decision-making that uses the data you get from scouting helps you make better pest and disease control measures and time them optimally. Economic efficiency, so you only use crop protection chemicals when they're necessary and only where they're necessary, thus saving money. Environmental stewardship, so you minimize environmental impact as you proactively manage your crop health. But how do you go about scouting? It starts with having the proper tools. This may seem like a long list, but if the alternative to scouting is loss of yield, isn't it worth it? Here's a list of essential tools for field scouting. Clipboard with scouting sheets. Tablet or smartphone with a scouting app. Good quality camera. Your phone is perfect. Hand trowel or shovel. Magnifying lens, 10x. Sample bags and vials for specimens. Soil sample bags. Hand counter for accurate counting. This may be part of an app. Field markers, flagging tape, pin flags, or a GPS. Reference material for ID. Soil auger for moisture checks and samples. Sweep net, depending on how you're scouting. Cooler for specimen preservation. That was quite a list. It's always wise to take soil samples at the same time you're field scouting. Diseases and pests show up at certain times of the year and under certain environmental conditions. On your scouting sheet, note the weather, temperature, humidity, last rain, and any abnormal conditions that affect the soil and your crops. Dig some soil and look at it. The texture and the smell of your soil can tell you a great deal about the ability of your field to thrive, even under pest pressures. When you gaze over your acres, what do you see? Most farmers and ranchers are subconsciously gauging the health of their fields. Do you want to make that gaze more data-based to judge the effectiveness of your farming practices? Start with visual scouting, and then go to sweep net sampling, trapping, and environmental monitoring. An ag app can prompt you on what you should look for. You input data, and the app shoots out questions and more data. Weekly scouting is recommended for an annual crop such as corn, soybeans, wheat, and others. If you're discovering issues, increasing the frequency of your scouting may be in order. Not all pests cause significant harm to crop yield or nutritional profile. What is the tolerance threshold at which economic losses are negligible? This varies by crop and season. When pests or disease organisms are below the economic threshold, minimal intervention is needed. This is when you proactively step up the frequency of your scouting. Remember, the fewer chemicals you apply to your fields, the greater the profit margin. You're also priming the soil for even fewer pest and disease issues in the future. When you've got an active microbial community in the soil, there's very little real estate for pathogens. Pathogens don't like healthy plants. You'll never get rid of all pests and disease organisms. Consider the economic thresholds. Adapt farming practices to benefit soil microorganisms and use biological controls. Use chemical treatments as a last resort, because when you kill the pathogens, you're also killing the beneficials who do a lot of work on your farm for free. At ST Biologicals, we can help you implement field scouting on your operation. To work with one of our mentors, go to stbiologicals.com. When soil speaks, we listen. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.